king, forged in the crucible of strife, two realms intertwine. Amidst the clash of Cymric and Saxon, a new power arises. A scion of ancient bloodlines, wielding destiny's blade. From the ashes of betrayal, a true heir emerges, resolute and cunning. Where honor meets conquest, Britannia's fate hangs in the balance. Embrace the legacy of a destined ruler. The Saxon Miniseries.
Hasten, O sea steed, over the swan-rod foaming egg-ship, o'er the froth of the sea. For Hengist has called us from Gothland and Frisia to Vortigern's country, his army to be. We'll take our pay there and sweeter than silver. We'll take our plunder and richer than gold. For Hengist has promised us land for our fighting, land that the sons of the Saxons shall hold. Hasten, all fierdsmen, down to the river. Dragon ships come o'er the inflowing tide. The lindenwood shield and the old spear of ashwood are needed again by the cold water side. Oh, draw up the shield wall and shoulder companions. Later, whenever our story is told, they'll say that we died guarding what we call dearest, land that the sons of the Saxons shall hold. Hasten, O housecarls, north to the Danelaw. Harold Hardrada comes over the sea. He's laden his longships with bear sarks from Norway to gain Connacht's crown and our master to be. Bitter he'll find there the bite of our spear points. Hard-ruling Northmen too strong to die hold. We'll grant him 6 feet plus as much as he's taller, of land that the sons of the Saxons do hold. Make haste, son of Godwin, southward from Stamford. Triumph is sweet and your men have fought hard. But William the Bastard has landed at Pevensey, burning the land you have promised to guard. Draw up the spears on the hilltops of Hastings. Fight till the sun drops and evening grows cold. And die with the last of your Saxons around you, holding the land you were given to hold.
Hi everyone, welcome to the next episode of the Saxon Miniseries, and this will be the final episode of the Return of Cerdic. We're going to go ahead and introduce two of our three players. You may note a blank shield in the middle with the name Liam above it. He's not invisible, he's just MIA for the moment. It was pre-planned and self-warned. We decided to go ahead without him. He should be joining us some point during the night. We'll take a brief break and then join him in. But in the meantime, why don't we introduce ourselves to our players and their characters? Start with Gary. Gary, what do you got to say?
I am Gary. I will be playing Volter, the large but slow-speaking Jutland cousin.
Awesome. And just because we haven't done a lot of this, what are his strong points? What does he do best?
He is exceedingly skilled at dealing with animals of all shapes and sizes. He is an expert falconer. He's a skilled hunter, a skilled rider, which impressed the servants of Cerdic. But he's also fairly efficient at using a spear as well. Not too bad with the javelin.
Perfect. And we'll go to Mark next for the introduction.
I am playing Aethelgar, the strange Godfrey of Odin. He is known particularly for his powers over sorcery. His ability to see the unseen and to pull and wrestle the spirits of the dead and damned. He's very good at necromancy. Other than that, he's also a very spiritual and a little odd. I think that's really more else to say about him. He's a weird dude. He's a weird dude.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so when last we left off, we'll kind of do a quick recap. It's only 2 sessions that we really went through. We started in the thick of things in episode 1 with on the border of Jutland and Anglia with a border skirmish that resulted in the death of Gary's character's brother. In the process, Volter being his name, in the process of that conflict, the Volter had to take control of that army and force a flee, a call for retreat. They retreated back to the lands of Liam's character, Grim. As a result of that, Volter's brother, Gary's character's brother, died after suffering a great wound. He was laid to rest properly, but he did ask one final ask of his brother, which was to retrieve a relic. Aethelgar, our Godry, which is kind of like our holy man of the Saxon religion, which is very close. Wodanic is very close to our its Norse counterpart. So they worship the same Odin, but they call him Woden. Not Wu-Tang, like we originally thought. In the process, on the way there, they encountered King Cerdic, one of the youngest son and half Saxon son of the old and ancient love him, hate him historical figure Vortigern. In the process of this, Cerdic managed to strike a deal with the help of our players, with the wonderfully disliked, what's his name again?
Herlath.
Alderman Herlath.
Alderman Herlath. 4 ships so that they could set sail and make their way, of course, to Romano Britain. There are lots of other things we'll note, but I don't want to spend 45 minutes in a recap, so let's leave it at that and dive in.
I can sum it up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
We fought a troll, winter came, we couldn't go overseas. There you go.
Indeed. So, I remembered now, Gary, what that other event was too. Spring comes. Did we do? You guys all leveled up too, right? We did that at the end of the last session.
Yeah, we did the winter phase. Yeah.
Okay. So in the process of waiting eagerly to embark, you find that spring doesn't come early. Even for Jutland, which it's very notoriously not known for. You are well into April before able to set sail. Is there anything you guys want to do on land, roleplay wise, before we go?
Roleplay wise,
Quick rundown
No,
of the characters. We got Wilmer, which is Gary's character's brother.
Yep.
We've got the guy that stayed behind Berghelm. We've got the other cavalryman by name Totten. And then we've got the son of Cerdic, which is Kenric. I think that covers most of the NPCs we've been touching base on.
nothing from Volter.
What about for your character, Mark?
I think Aethelgar would mostly spend his time in prayer to Woden and performing the funeral rites for the people who die over the winter.
Okay.
Because I'm assuming people will die over the winter. It's always one or two.
Sounds good. Do you have anything in divination as a talent?
I do. I have a 15 in divination.
Okay. Because you're not casting anything in particular, I want you to make that at a -5.
Okay. That's a failure, unfortunately.
You have dreams of a town ablaze. You're not able to make sense of it though.
Okay.
And just before you wake, you hear the sounds of like crashing waves, and then you kind of wake up. This happens to you multiple times in a row. But despite your best consultation, it's just not coming to.
Can't form a clear thing from it. That works.
Dreams are hard to interpret. Okay. So with that, I think early April comes, and within week 2, you're ready to embark.
All right. Aethelgar is raring and ready.
I would say Volter's ready. Not necessarily raring, but he's helping his brother get the main boat prepared, getting dogs and horses and stuff on board as well. He'll probably need cavalry, right?
Aethelgar would say the appropriate rituals and prayers to signify a journey overseas. I don't think there's anything particularly magical about it. It's just kind of like a general thing. As is the customs of people.
I think because of your guys' honor in making this happen, you'll be put in a ship, in the like scout ship. So you'll be ahead of even Cerdic. So Cerdic's ship will be 2. You'll be 1 slightly ahead. All right. And with that, we're gonna give you both.
And this is the boat my brother is on as well, right? Wilmer.
Yeah.
because it's our boat, our ship.
It is, yeah. So it's your ship. I should have been more clear on that, but it'd be you, Wilmer, and your cousins, Ehelgar and Grima. So I want you both to give me a boating test.
All right.
This will represent how well you manage as a member of the crew. And fumble. And
I got
fumble.
I got a critical.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. I love that you had like it's like 0 out of 20. There's no way I can win, but I will get the number that's the worst for me possible.
Exactly.
So Volter, you are quickly seen, I think, as the captain of the ship, and I think it was a little in question between you and Wilmer at the beginning.
Yeah.
I think
he's very skilled with the boat as well, though.
Yeah, but you're critical. I think basically makes up for that. What you know is these are especially rough waters, like for this time of year. So they're already bad on this. This coast is notoriously bad, but they're even worse than normal. You would be wise to sail closer to the mainland shore than you would to embark across the water. Basically, if you look at
following the path towards like Holland and Brussels and all that sort of stuff, right?
Correct. So if you look on the map I just dumped you over to, following down Anglia, past Saxon and Frisia, rather than taking that blue arrow route, which would be the most straightforward.
Basically taking the brown arrow route.
Yes.
Seems like the best choice.
Correct. So like moving down here.
I think Volter does like recommend that, and I think early on he like makes his way across the like probably cold, rain-soaked upper part of the ship, watching his cousin like casting spells into the wind and stuff, and he just puts a hand on his shoulder, is like, I think maybe you should go below deck, lest the gods and demons of the sea claim you.
Oh, little gods. Hush, cousin. I know the gods well. They would not cast one of their faithfuls to their doom. And I imagine you look away and then you look back and he's gone. He's in the
ocean.
I imagine too for Aethelgard, just because a fumble is never without its own problem. I think this is going to present a problem where many of the Voyagers, even Aethelgard's own kin, are looking poorly upon him during this part of the leg. Like they're already a little weary. Well, no, you're not a witch, right? You're a Godry, so it's worth noting. But a lot of these folk are very worldly, and like you're not contributing the way that they would want, so you're kind of like
getting in the way.
Yeah. Imagine like a bishop, right? On one of these, that would be kind of it. It's that vibe.
Hold on, let me bless the rope before you tie it down. It's like, get the fuck out of my way.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're trying to help. You're full on. I'm helping. Like, it's not quite doing it here. As a result, I'm gonna give both of you, and just to make sure, these are a longbow. These are very close in format to what will be a later a Viking vessel. They're kind of like predecessors of it. We're gonna give both of you a respective role. Normally, it would be a folklore role, but I will allow Mark to do a divination roll instead. Again,
could I do a celestial lore?
Yes, I'll give you that.
Okay.
Yep. And for Gary, you may
Folklore?
no, actually. I'm gonna allow you your folklore to replace your folklore. Since you're such a fan of birds, you can do.
Oh, falconry.
Yes, indeed.
Success on celestial law.
Success on falconry.
Okay.
I think it's about this time both of you see a lone albatross ahead. And I'm not sure if that would be a Saxon folklore piece, but I don't care because we all know what that means. There is, I think, Gary, what is your worldly?
My worldly, I believe, is pretty high. Yeah, 16 to 14 to 4. My spiritual is 4, my worldly is 16.
Just give me I
trust runes, but that's about it as far as supernatural stuff.
Yeah, I have another idea for you. Give me a D6.
A D6, alright. I think he's eyeing the albatross, though. A 1.
All right. Just roll your spiritual +1.
Spiritual +1.
Hey,
ooh,
that was very
close.
Yeah.
Close.
Okay, so
not quite.
The one, by the way, you can add to your sheet. It's a directed trait of superstitious sea. So this would be like a result of you growing up on a boat, being a seaman. You know, there's a like most sailors, they say, right, are have some superstitions of the sea. So I think when you're slightly more skeptical when it's these superstitions.
When on the ocean.
Yeah.
But it's only ever so slightly.
Yeah. It's enough, I think, to make you go, an albatross. That would most people be really worried about that. I'm sure that'll be fine though.
I think he just kind of says we must be kind of near to good fishing areas. Yeah. That's kind of what he's going. Good fishing.
For you, Mark, that most certainly an omen of the waters. Rough.
Bad omen, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Unlike the TV show Good Omen, correct?
Exactly.
Bad waters ahead. And sure enough, in comes a great and mighty storm, sending all of you into a point of having to keep this thing from going astray or being torn asunder.
I think at which point Ethelgar is like holding onto the mast, just going, "I called it! It was a bad omen!" Just not being
You're a
helpful.
bad omen.
Now, on a long ship, the best thing you can do is tie yourself down. In this.
Yeah.
Is everyone going to brave past it? I will offer to sweeten the pot of 30 glory for anyone who remains not tied down and weathers the storm.
I think as a part owner of the boat and a skilled boatman, he is, and also, you know, he's worldly. He knows this is dangerous waters, but we also have to get through it. So he's not going to tie himself down. He's going to keep pushing on.
Okay.
He's a big guy. He figures his size will help.
Yeah, that's fair.
Ethelgar is going to tie himself down.
Okay.
He's not stupid. Also doesn't care
what
about
is-
glory.
What is Volter's boating skill?
15.
15. Okay. Then you will net yourself exactly a +5 for this dex roll.
Oh, a dex roll. Can I use size? Not
I'm
very
just so
dexterous.
heavy, it doesn't throw me off.
Alright, I'll make the dex roll. Yeah, he's
Alright.
not dexterous at all.
Okay. All right. That doesn't necessarily
Yep.
mean does mean you topple over. It doesn't necessarily mean you go over. We're gonna follow that up with a strength roll, I think, in turn.
Alright. Any negatives? Any positives?
We're gonna do this one flat. All right. Yeah. So basically, you hit a big wave, and there are a number of your best. Your brother not being one of them. I think your brother maybe tied himself down.
Just in case.
Yeah, but some of those following you, we'll say 3 of them following you, like inspired by you, don't tie down, and they're lost over the side. One of them, your brother will actually face something as well. A number of the like supplies slide and they smash right into his legs. So he's like crying out in pain and pinned to the side of the ship. Mark, now for you, we're gonna give you that. We'll give you a strength roll. We're gonna give you a +10. Assuming you tied a knot very successfully. Basically, just don't want to fumble here.
I'm sure it'll be fine. I don't think I can fumble on this. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you managed to... The basically, if not for the rope, you'd be in very similar boat, but the rope keeps you...
I think Aethelgar is feeling very smug.
Yeah.
Everyone else got hurt, and he's like, I saw this coming. I was able to prepare.
You're the reason this came.
I think with you being the scout ship, like, you know, the assumption is here, you're here to guide Cerdic himself along this path.
Yeah.
You have the call here. I think there's really 2 main options. You can go further, closer to the shore, like maybe even find a place to dock and ride out this storm. Or you can press on.
I think we press on.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pressing on.
Okay. I need another boating roll. This time you're gonna have a -2 to it, just because of the storm's intensity.
What am I getting to this? Minus what?
-2.
Success.
All right. And we're just gonna see how the other 7 ships do here. A 20 is bad.
There's glory in it for us. Push forward. I was told there's glory.
Oh.
Ooh, 2 20s.
2 20s.
2 of them are fucked.
Yep. I think when the storm resides, so we started with Cerdic's ship as a 3 and then went forward, right? When the when the storm is done, you find yourselves 6 ships instead of 8. That carried on for like 3 or 4 hours, right? And there was just no way, basically, to even tell if the others were there during that time. Like,
yeah, there's nothing we could do. There's nothing we could do for them.
No,
they had to rely on their captains.
Yeah. You know what's really interesting is when I originally wrote this, I wrote it with 6, and then I changed that to 8. Seems it was meant to be.
The fates have decided it, or the weird has decided it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mark, you can tick spiritual on that one, or just go up. Go up by 1 on spiritual. Gary, why don't you make a boating roll for me? Just flat. You want to be higher than your boating.
Nope.
Okay. And then lastly, we're gonna do. What would this be? I want you to check your valorous and your reckless. Not check. Sorry, roll your valorous and your
roll
reckless.
my valorous and reckless. The valorous.
Okay, your valorous goes up by 2. Nice.
And my reckless succeeded.
Your reckless does not.
He is still equally reckless.
Your valorous...
Does that mean cowardly goes down, or is it can uneven?
Cowardly goes down.
No. You pass reckless, so nothing happens.
No, for valorous, does cowardly go down?
Oh yes, it does. Sorry. Yep.
They're always maxes 20, I think, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Can technically go higher, but it's still the other one's still 0 or like lower.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I think both of you and Liam, when he's back, will have 30 glory for the trip.
Yay.
30 glory. Totally worth losing 2 ships.
Worth it.
We were delayed already, like extra months. We couldn't delay by taking shelter in unfriendly lands. Who knows what reception the Franks or the Celts or whomever else is living in that area would give us.
That's fair.
Frisians. Can't trust Frisian hospitality.
Is this what we tell? Is this what we're telling Cerdic? We're just like,
no.
We couldn't have stopped it.
Cerdic? He didn't. They could have pulled over. They didn't stop.
Yeah, I think this is something when we think of the Saxons and the relationship to the religion being very similar to later the way the Danes work, right?
Yeah.
I think there's bravery is often seen above most, and in this case, even though being pragmatic can make sense, I think there's a bit of daredevilry that comes with this, and there was no challenge that the gods were willing you to go one way or the other. I think, Mark, if you'd given that might have changed. Well, maybe not. Might not have changed Gary's opinion, but might have changed the others.
Yeah.
I don't know. They don't seem to like me, and I'm just like, fuck that.
Well, actually, I think you'll find that Cerdic has been receptive to you, right?
That's true. Cerdic has been, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna cut over to a different map and take a look at something.
I assume we're seeing the shores of Romano Britannia.
Indeed. You end up on the coastline of Britain, sailing nearby. And you find a nice coastal inlet. It looks to certainly be relatively wildland, which would be a good place to start, versus sailing right up to a town with your 6 ships. Why don't you?
We have any idea where we are?
Give me a boating roll.
I imagine we don't exactly have a map with us.
No. So maps are very uncommon in this era.
Success on the boating roll, but I have been to this island before.
Yeah.
I've seen the shores.
Have you ever been to Kent?
I have, I think.
Okay.
I think that's where I have been. I think because that's where there are actually Utes there. Yeah.
Yeah. So Cerdic's orders were not to let anyone know that, effectively his goal was to settle, not to join Kent or South Seax or Essex or Nohat or Dira. So I think you recognize the shores of Kent, and following his orders, you choose to continue to sail. Next would be South Seax, and further west, you find this inlet.
Okay. Is this around the Isle of Wight? What is modern day Isle of Wight?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, it seems like a good place to at least set up. So we'll pull into this little inlet, leading the way. Possibly using fog, if there's a heavy fog or anything, to try to obscure our arrival.
Absolutely, and it's actually evening as you're kind of rolling in here too.
Yeah.
You can both give me an awareness roll.
You know how aware Volter is. Oh, actually, I upped it after Overwinter, so it's not as bad.
Oh, so close. Oh.
Yeah. Nope.
All right, and then we'll follow that up with a boating roll for you, Gary.
All right. Boating's fine. I think he's just focused on the boating. He's not really looking around.
Exactly. You
Especially
find
with heavy, stormy waters.
in this inlet, you actually find what looks like a very natural shoreline with forests immediately surrounding it, which would make for a particularly good place to scout from, right? Because you're not likely you could by moonlight you could certainly hide these ships, pull them ashore, and
Plus,
keep
the
out
forest could potentially supply for any repairs that might need to be done on any of the vessels.
Indeed. All right. You making the call then? Sure.
Yeah.
You go.
Land by the woods. I don't know if we blow a horn back to our ships or we signal them somehow. I'm not exactly sure. Are they just following as best they can?
They're following probably as best you. They're actually probably following very closely after after the storm, where there's no risk of them colliding with you. They would follow close enough to stay in sight of the fog. So you see Cerdic's ship quickly follow suit, and then incoming the 4 others that remain. So, you pull ashore. You find a number of your Saxon brethren coming out. There are a few, including there are a handful of cavalry or of horses that made the journey. But obviously, given the sheer little amount of boats, it was pretty much only those cavalrymen that came across with Cerdic, which was under 20. So
I would have taken my horse with me as well.
Okay.
The horse that Cerdic gave me.
Okay. Give me a D20. As long as it's not a 20, it survived the storm. Okay.
13.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you reach the shore here, and everyone's present. We can go back to kind of role play from this point.
I think Volter steps off the boat, kind of grunts and cracks his neck and looks around. Plants his spear tip in the ground and lets the dirt soak the tip of it and pulls it out.
Ehilgar makes his way onto the ground, taking his first step on Brittonic land, as he just looks around and goes, "Yes, it is as I saw it in my visions. A land of bountiful wealth and growth. A new home."
I hope your visions are true.
This might be an opportunity for us all, cousin. A new chance. Let us admit our homeland is not exactly hospitable.
Fallen on hard times. If we want to prosper, we may need richer. And he puts his hand on a tree. Lands.
And where you guys have been in recent years was northern Britain. It's worth noting how much more lush and green it is down here than up there. So, and warm. It's probably a bit warmer than you would like as Jutes, as Utes, right?
Yeah. Much more cold.
I think I kind of like scratch around, and he slaps at some flies that are buzzing near the shore.
I think at this point that with the king having arrived along with his son and his retinue, he makes his way, or I shouldn't call him the king, it's Cerdic at this point. He approaches the lot of you and nods.
I kind of follow the instructions that had been previously kind of conveyed by Aethelgard. Go down like slowly onto like one knee, leaning on the spear I'd already pulled out. Its tip sticking into the dirt. Kind of like dip my head slightly. Cerdic.
He says, it was wise to continue through the storm. We were in Frisian lands on the border of Francia.
We are... Thank you. Did not know where we were, or how dangerous going near land would be.
At that point, his son says, "Father," and he's like holds up a hand, like, "I'm getting to it." He gives him that look, and then he looks to Mark, looks to Aethelgard, and says, "Godry."
Yes, Cedric.
We saw a reinforced settlement just on the eastern shore. So you guys settled on the western shore, like that was it.
Yeah.
Just on the eastern shore, just across the water here. I'd like to know whether the gods deem it ready for that to be our home, for that to be my seat of rule.
Alright then. In which case, Elgar nods. And he kneels upon the ground with the dirt and he begins writing some runes into the earth. And he is going to use his talent of divination. As he uses the power of runes passed on to him by his teacher. And he is also... What?
Runes? Gary, you're going to trust this one.
Volter actually will trust this. He's using runes.
Yeah.
Runes.
The only type of magic he believes in.
It's like
magic
it's like,
isn't real. Oh, runes! That's good. Yeah, that's good.
We need the
Runes were passed down by Wotan and Thray and Frigga and all of them. They all had runes. Runes are trust runes.
We need that meme of like Albatross and he's like got the hand
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah.
and then the next one, runes.
Runes.
Yeah.
Alright, but he is going to be empowered by his love of Wotan.
Yeah.
So there's a +10 to this talent roll. Divination. Is there any other modifiers? Out of
Yes.
curiosity.
No, there would not be.
Okay.
I think Volter that kind of comes closer. You can feel his shadow over you as you're casting your runes.
That's a crit.
Yep.
This time, Mark, you remember to reach into your much-needed aid of mushrooms before you begin.
And you did proper runic divination as opposed to casting bird bones or whatever.
Exactly. Draws symbols and he reaches into a pouch.
The negatives I was
mushroom.
giving you for divination before too were both like a passive divination. You're doing no activity.
Exactly, yeah.
Now you're doing magic.
I'm actively focusing the power I
And
have.
this will have a cost of sleep eventually, but for now you're okay, right?
Yep.
It takes a lot out of you.
I imagine it's like the thing where he's like, he leans back and his eyes roll back in his head.
All we see is whites. Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Um.
It's a distinctly supernatural thing, or yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, he receives a vision from the gods. What does he see?
Okay. You see a ritual that you may or may not be familiar with. Go ahead and give me your Woden religion test. You may, in fact, use your love Woden. Make sure you're adding your appropriate score for this.
Yep.
And give you a +2 for understanding this too, because of the mushrooms. Yeah. For the basically
+2. Alright, so it's +12 in total. 17 religion Wotanic.
Okay. Let me read this here, just so we know. We have seen this.
Who's ready for a history lesson?
Yeah. Let me just grab it real quick, guys. Sorry, one sec. I forgot that it might be better to read it than to try and give my take on it. And it's also brutal enough where I feel like reading it is required to not look like a jerk. One sec. Okay, here we go. One sec, guys. Is Liam here yet?
Nope, not that
Not
we
yet.
see.
We'll hope that changes soon. You know what? While I'm looking this up real quick, why don't we go to a BRB and see if Liam joins in the meantime? We'll take a quick 5-minute. Be back soon. All right, we're back. We're gonna keep going. I think we're gonna be seeing Liam soon. For those that are wondering why that shield's still there, I think we'll see him in the next 15 minutes. But in the meantime, we're gonna complete this divination. So, going back to Aethelgar, what do you see? You passed your religion roll, which is what you need to do. You see, I think is Gary the stronger one out of
Of the
Grimmer
who?
and Gary?
Grimmer is ever so slightly stronger.
Grimmer's ever so straight.
I believe Grimmer has 21 strength and Volter has 20 strength. But Volter's size might make up for that, because Volter is considerably larger.
Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. As we don't necessarily have Liam here, and I don't want this to become a barrier, we're gonna say it's Grimmer. If Grimmer is not here, we're gonna retcon and say it was Volter in this vision. But Mark, you see a walled city, reinforced with stone, almost like a castle, like it's a mountain bailey. You see it beside a shoreline. You see the invading army, your army, standing there with flame. You give a nod to said warrior, which will either be Grim or Volter. You see him reach for a spear that's set out almost ceremoniously in front of him. The spear itself has carvings in it, in the actual tip, in the stone tip. It is in itself a rune. It's then hurled with great feat. This is more of a javelin than a spear, we should say. With a great feat, it's hurled over the stone wall. You're able to interpret that. You know what that means. That is a sacrifice to Odin, or to Wotan. Rarely Saxons, or Northmen in general, ask Wotan for victory in battle by declaring the entire enemy army as a sacrifice. The leader of the Saxon army, or his Gadir, must pass a religion test, which is what you did, and carve what you would even consider an evil rune on a spear.
Okay.
And hurl it over.
Now, out of curiosity, if this is in fact a javelin, I am Volter is I think more skilled in javelin than Grimmer.
I think what you would interpret it then is let's make it Volter then. And the reason why Volter has to throw it is because no spear would be able to be hurled that far over the wall.
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you guys? Okay.
Yeah.
I think in that case, in
Mark,
his vision...
One last point. You get the impression that this is Wotan telling you that this is the only way. The only way you'll be successful against these walls.
Okay. In which case, as he's like in this vision, his hand goes out to like grab a nearby stone that he immediately begins carving into, without even really looking at it, just focusing in the vision and using his power to carve this symbol into the stone. This symbol, basically a symbol of death.
Yep.
And he would then hold it in his hand, probably enough that a bit of his blood spills over. It was just kind of part of the ritual. And then he returns as his eyes refocus. And he stands up and goes, "There is only one way we will be successful in a campaign against that fortress. And it's with this," as he kind of holds out the bloodied stone.
Gary, you can do a religion Wotan.
Religion Wotan.
And please add your trusting of runes.
So I just add that number to it?
Yeah, as a modifier.
It's not terrible.
This would be okay. I was about to say, even if you fail, it'd be funny. You'd be like, I don't know what that means, but I like
Honestly,
it.
honestly,
trust it.
if I hadn't used trusting runes, that would have been a critical.
Oh yeah.
Because my Watonic is 8.
That's funny.
Okay, you know what? Then we're not even gonna. When that happens, sometimes it's like DM call. I'm gonna give you that. You know exactly what this is. You've heard of its use before. It was used in recent years, though they went a little crazy with it. They didn't just stop at the soldiers. They killed everybody, man, woman, and child inside of a place in South Seax.
Necessary sacrifice to Woden.
I don't think Cerdic. I'm gonna check his sheet because I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a super high skill in this. And if he doesn't, I think he's gonna ask for your clarification. Let's start with a roll first, because if it's like a 20, he's for sure failing.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah. One sec. Cerdic.
Volter's like staring at the rune intently, almost mystified, but also like there's a touch of eagerness to him as well. Being connected to some right to Woden through his godry.
Awesome. Okay, he has skills. 2. No. Yeah, he has no line. So he would say, Godry, I will need you to explain.
This stone and this symbol represents the ultimate sacrifice for Odin. When thrown into the fortress of an enemy, it declares that all soldiers of the enemy will be a sacrifice to the Lord of Magic. Their blood will honor him. I hope you understand, Dithric. This means all of them must be slain, and none of them can be spared. Any who would pick up a blade against us, against Woden's judgment, will fall.
I'm just clarifying one point here. Yeah. I think his son says, Father, this isn't the way to win over the Britons if we... And he's shushed quickly. Kinrick is shushed. And Cerdic says, Is it the only way, Godry?
It is what Odin has shown me. This is the path to victory. This is Woden's desire.
With that, I think P nods. Then come nightfall, we will cross the waters. And what he's saying is the following night, right? Because it's damn near like 3 a.m. at this point, probably. Come nightfall, we will cross the inlet. And we will lay siege.
With that, Aethelgar nods before he goes to find his cousin and says, We will need to find a proper javelin shaft for the stone, but then it will be your duty to throw it through the wall, over the wall.
I understand.
Kind of leans forward.
What need do we have of Britannic loyalty when we have the god on our side.
Woden will bring us victory, no matter the cost.
You will have a proper sacrifice.
Aye, a proper sacrifice.
I'm gonna look off to the north almost, as if imagining his father and his older brother being slain by the Logria's forces all those years ago.
All right.
Soon, the land that was promised to us will be ours. He's
That
here.
is Liam joining.
Hello, I'm here.
Oh no.
Everybody break!
Everybody. We're
Gary.
back, guys. Welcome. So you can see that we have another person with us, which is really good. Why don't the two of you fill Liam in on what he's missed so far this episode?
Sure.
Yeah.
We finally were able to embark on our voyage. It was a long winter, and it didn't make for sailing until April.
Ugh.
On our journey, our good Gadir was getting in the way of everything. Not a very astute sailor at all. But Voltaire proved an excellent sailor, but a
Oh,
reckless
boy.
sailor as well.
Oh no.
Despite my crit on my boating, we got a bad omen of a albatross afterwards, and a massive storm hit, and Voltaire decided to sail through it. We
Veritable
made it
albatross?
through, but lost
We
two of
lost.
our ships in the process.
Oh,
People
no.
got tossed around as well.
Yep.
And we just landed on Botanic soil, where Aethelgar used his power of the runes and great divination. And when he used actual runes, it was true magic this time. And he saw great victory if we sacrificed this walled moat and bailey, this fortress, to Woden. And he saw a javelin being thrown over the walls, carved with this rune that he crafted. And that
With that-
victory would be given.
Liam, I need you to do because we'll do this because of your proximity to your brother. You can add an automatic +5 to this. You need to make
Love that.
a religion Wotan.
Religion Wotan. All right. I love religion, I think. My religion is Wotan. Ah, I'm pretty good at that. +5 because my brother.
You've
Hey,
heard-
so close to a crit.
as we're gonna kind of just get your perspective on these things, but as your brother tells of this, makes this spear, you watch him do this and then gives it to Cerdic and explains what it is. You know what this is. This means that once this spear is hurled over the walls, those who would believe said religion, that I'll leave up to you, it would guarantee, or all but guarantee, a victory for your side. In turn, for such a gift from Wotan, you would sacrifice every living soldier, holding none captive. On their side,
Ace.
like the enemy. Not you.
Yeah, I see. I
No
see.
ransoms, no mercy,
All of them are dead.
All given over to
Odin,
Odin.
Woden likes his blood. Yeah. Okay. Very interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. Yes.
Okay, so now we're gonna go in. So the plan is that Cerdic, after he asked if there was any other way, Aethelgar, your brother, explained this is the way that this is the sign from Woden. This is how it basically. I don't think he said this is the only way. I think he just said this is the right way, effectively, right?
Yeah.
And so
This is what Woden has demanded.
yeah, Cerdic didn't argue it. He made the order for on the following evening, you would cross the inlet that you're in to the eastern side, and lay siege to this building, starting with the rune being hurled over. We're gonna start with you guys being part of so you're in the forest, in the thick of like this inlet, trying to make sense of, or trying to get some rest, right? And then some of you are assigned to guard duty. I think it's all hands on deck for this, so it's like you're in rotations of like 10 to 12 since you've got to guard an entire camp. I would like the brothers to be in a group together. Liam, since you're new, we'll make you the first decision point. Do you want to be the number 1, 2, or 3 for your watch?
Which one is the best one?
Yeah,
I think we'll be watch 1.
watch 1. Okay.
Yeah.
You'll be watch 1. Gary, you and your brother, would you like to be 2 or 3 for watch?
2.
2. Okay. And the Gwesi, the cavalrymen, will be assigned to watch 3. Okay. Now we figure out where this happens. Watch 2. This will be interesting because Layman Mark, you might not be asleep when this happens. You might have an awareness check here.
I'm getting snugged into my tent. I got my pajamas on.
Right?
I'm ready to go.
Gary, give me an awareness or hunting roll. I'll accept either.
I'll go with hunting.
Actually, you know what? Let's make it fun for your character. Give me your falconry roll.
All right. I can do that as well. Easy success.
You hear the sound of some birds that scatter not far from what looked like a trail. There's like a trail about 100 yards away from where your camp is, right? It looks like a almost never used trail. Like it looks really barren. But these birds scattering means that something has spooked them, and at night it would mean something fairly large, like probably I'm not trying to give you the supernatural vibe. You're worldly anyways, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Probably man or men.
Man or men or... I mean, I have fought a troll, so
Yeah.
it could
be
be
something like you hear there's giants here.
But I look over to Wilmer. Birds in the sky, men, or trespassers should wake people, investigate.
Okay. I think Wilmer will instinctively, like he himself is in bad shape. He had one of his legs, some of the cargo on the ship actually like smashed him up against the side of the boat and held him in place. So he doesn't quite have a broken leg, but he can't bend his knee right now.
Yeah, he's limping a bit.
Yeah, he waddles back to the camp, and he goes down on kind of all fours to get close to Grimmer and Ethelgar. Two of you can make awareness rolls.
While he's doing that, I'm kind of
Love
like
awareness rolls.
stretching forward into the woodland, like I would a hunting.
Okay. I'll give you a hunting roll on that. Ethelgar lights out at this point. Which makes sense. You were on mushrooms, my friend, not too long ago. So you are you're getting a cozy sleep right now. Wonderful dreams. But Grimmer, you hear okay, I need those tokens so I actually remember the names all the time. Here, let's do this. Wilmer. You kind of like look up quick and you see Wilmer kind of coming close to you. It couldn't you didn't even drift off at this point, Grimmer. So him coming to you means that something's going on.
He's up right away, and I think probably the easier thing for him to reach is a sword rather than a spear, so he's going to grab that, and he goes, Wilmer, you alright? Where's your brother?
There's something in the woods, or someone.
I think I'm recovered from my getting smashed by a troll.
Oh yeah.
Months ago.
But
I still have a little bit of a limp, or at least some soreness.
Yeah.
But that'll never go away. But I'm feeling healthy enough that he kind of like sighs. And then, despite the urgency here, I'm gonna roll energetic versus lazy here. Which one would you rather give me here, Bob?
Interesting. I'm gonna give you a bonus to energetic because of the risk of what this could be.
Potential death. Yeah. He sighs, but he still jumps up, and like Wilmer can see him like roll every one of his muscles just once. He'd probably do it more times if he was feeling a little bit less ready to roll. But he jumps up and he's like, "All right, take me."
And are you two going to? I think Wilmer will be satisfied with that. So the question is, will Grimmer bother to try and wake up his brother or any of his own contingent?
I don't know. Let's see here. I feel like I gotta test something, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it would be because he loves his brother and wants him protected, but he's also seen his brother be consistently useful as well. So I think. All right, here's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna test love for family twice, and then the first one's gonna be for waking him, and the second one isn't. Is that acceptable?
That's quite acceptable.
Okay. So this is for waking him. That's a success. And a lower success for letting him sleep. So I think he'll like consider and hesitate just a moment, but he will wake his brother and he'll go, Ethelgar, they've seen something in the woods. Get ready.
I don't know. Is he still asleep?
No, you'd wake to a purposeful wake up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm waking you. I'm shaking you. You're good.
What is it, brother?
There's something in the woods. Not sure what it is yet. Get to your feet, rub the sleep from your eyes, and grab a weapon, just in case.
Stands up, grabs his spear.
Okay. We had Gary. We haven't had you test hunting yet, right? Please do so.
I did. I failed at my hunting test. Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm good at hunting as well.
I rolled a 19.
Okay. Why don't you test hunting as well, Liam?
Hell yes.
And you rolled a 19 as well.
Hey, man, this thing's elusive.
Okay. You're all going on foot, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I am.
I'm gonna test something.
At this time of night, I imagine it would be on foot. Yeah.
Okay. Despite both of you doing kind of a, you're guessing at where the sound might have come from. You hear what sounds like, rustling on the path, and you think that you have it, but you actually kind of both present yourselves closer to, and I'm assuming that Grimmer is leading the path with Wilmer and Ethelgar. So it's like Grimmer and the trio, and then elsewhere Volter is. But all of you end up kind of out almost onto the path. Fortunately, you are not seen either. So we'll give you all an awareness roll now that you're all out on the path. As all three of you can make this roll.
I mean, it's pretty dark. We don't have torches or anything on us, right?
Exactly.
Is this with a minus, or is this just normal?
This is just normal. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, look at that. Okay.
I have night vision.
Grimmer, we're gonna give you this. Like where Volter is, you come out on the path, and you see something off in the distance. Where Grimmer comes out on the path, you realize as you reach the path, you're about 3 feet away from a very large horse. And you hear sounds from nearby. It sounds like a rider is present and currently peeing into the woods. He stops and he starts to slowly jaunt over to his horse. He himself is a fairly large man, not large for Saxon, but large for Kimrick. And he starts to climb back onto the horse.
Does Ethelgar see him out of curiosity?
Yeah, so it's Ethelgar, Grimmer, and
Wilmer
who see him.
Can I roll a recognize to see if I can tell if he's wearing any colors or identification that might tell me? Because we've got a couple of riders too, but they shouldn't be out here like this, right?
Okay, so you want to test recognize to see if he's one of yours.
Yes. Is that doable?
Yeah, you can add a +10 to that.
Plus 10. Does a crit 20 critical get it?
He is absolutely not one of yours. In fact, I'm going to say that you have encountered him. That's what we're going to say.
5 years ago.
5 years ago.
Oh. Fuck. Ooh. I'm gonna test cowardly real fast. There's not a high chance, but I'm gonna do it just in case.
Understood.
All right, I'm good. I'm gonna do valorous too, just in case. There we go. All right. So, Grim, he looks to his brother and to Volter's brother as well, and he just does a couple of hand signals to be like, try to get around him, you know, with the intention of he's gonna try to attack this guy and take him prisoner.
Yeah.
For now.
Stab this fucker.
He is not wearing. I should add before you make any moves too. He's not wearing chainmail.
Okay.
Yeah, which means he's not out here for war. He'd probably be out here for some other reason.
He's a messenger, most likely, or a scout.
Get him.
Yeah, I'm definitely Grim's going to make it clear to his buddies here that he wants to try to capture this guy and interrogate him. So no stabbings immediately, but whatever happens. So.
Okay.
So yeah, I think he's gonna start stalking. Yeah.
Okay, Gary.
He's getting on his horse, isn't he?
Gary, I'll give you another awareness roll to kind of come down with this. Otherwise, I think Volter is going to be completely
he's further down. Oh, he got it.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey.
So you see the shadows of you see the horse and you see what looks like maybe it's a rider.
Yeah, I think Volter probably hears the whinny of the horse since he's more connected to the animals and people.
Yeah. Okay.
He'll start creeping in that direction.
And then you see what must certainly be some of your own men, because they kind of come out in hunched, crouched around the horse. And the rider doesn't see them right now.
For that crit, can I have noticed Volter's party as well?
It's just Volter, but yes.
It's just
okay.
But yes, absolutely. And I think what I'm gonna get you all to do real quick, you may make a dex or a hunting roll. I just need not a crit or not a fumble here. I'm just gonna let my cat out. I'll be 1 sec.
Successful hunting.
Failed dex. Not fumble though.
Dexterity or hunting? I'm definitely gonna do hunting because I'm worse at dexterity now. Success, but a very slight one.
I think Volter is probably creeping forward in a hunched, quick movement like a hunter, trying to get up to the horse as quickly as possible.
I think Grim is also kind of making his way closer to the road to try to get speed on this as well, making him a little bit more visible. But he's trying to go kind of fast.
Came out 3 feet from the horse, so you're right near this guy.
Oh, I'm right there then. Okay, in that case, then I'm just trying to get behind him and grab him. Oh, Bob is typing. It's frightening.
He ends up mounted, and Aethelgar steps out in a way where you're both what? Like Aethelgar just kind of is in the wrong place. It'd be really easy to smite Aethelgar down with where he is. Somehow this rider who looks like a bit really burly, heavy, kind of tired. He doesn't notice Aethelgar despite Aethelgar being right there. So Aethelgar is very lucky. But he doesn't notice all of you. All of you can get into place. So feel free. Let's see how do you guys want to execute this one? What do you want to do?
Tackling him is a good way to get daggered to death. So I think
you could just pull him off the horse.
That's what I'm thinking. Is I want to body slam him and then just grab him off the horse, pull him onto the ground, and then just step on his arm, one of his arms. keep that in place. And as a very strong lad, I should have an easy enough time doing that. So that's what I'm doing. How about you, Volter? You want to take his other arm?
No, Volter is going to try to grab the reins of the horse
Ooh.
and like pull it down and also like
You're gonna body slam the horse?
No, he's just gonna try to control the horse so the guy can't get away on it or it doesn't run back to its camp.
Aethelgar will probably move over the man as he slammed onto the ground and point his spear at his throat.
Okay, sounds
in a
good.
very obvious way of don't move.
Okay, that sounds great. Give me 1 sec here. Just fixing something. All right. We're gonna start. That's kind of like a series of executions. We'll assume that Volter's and Grimmer, your actions are not necessarily mutually, or they can be mutually exclusive. Like regardless of what happens, so they're gonna go off at the same time. I think for Gary, it's just a matter of not spooking the horse to like get your hands on it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I will take either like. What's your horsemanship?
17.
Okay. Make a horsemanship roll.
You go, buddy. You go, cuz.
At the same time, why don't we have Grimmer? You're gonna have a contested sort of like strength roll to pull him down.
Oh, I would love to have a contested strength roll against this man. That's not that good. I rolled an 8.
Okay.
Oh!
He starts to get pulled, but he doesn't come all the way. This guy's a bit more burly than your average Kimrick would look. And he goes to pull back, and he's like fighting you on it. Like you've almost got him off the horse, but you've given, I think, Volter enough time to grab the reins comfortably, and so you've got control of the horse. But you're kind of all being moving around in almost like a circular fashion, but staying exactly where you are. Aethelgar, what do you want to do given this? So like the win condition for your dagger thing didn't happen. What do you want to do?
That's right. I think he's going to... This guy's not wearing armor, right?
Correct.
I think he's going to like poke him in the back with the sharp point of the spear. Not enough to actually like spear him through, but enough to like let him know that he's there. And
With the
just
sharp
say, the sharp end. And I just realized something. I don't think Aethelgar would speak Brittonic or Kimrick.
Oh no, you probably would.
So, yeah, I think he just does that, and then he says, like, in the Saxon language, "Don't move," which he probably wouldn't know unless he understands Saxon.
No, I'm gonna give you something here.
As a scout, he might.
You go to say that and say don't move, but like the conditions are so bad where you're trying to follow him around and you're like reaching up with your dagger.
Right.
You do notice that that your brother has a nice good hold on him. If you were to cut the saddle with your dagger,
he'll do that then.
Then it's gonna send just
grab it
enough.
down.
Even if you just clip it a bit, it might be enough to basically pull him the rest of the way down.
In that case, he'll cut it with his knife.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a dagger roll.
Alright.
I'm only going with it'd be pretty difficult to hold someone at like hostage on a horse with a dagger.
He had a spear. Well, he had
you
a
got a
spear.
spear?
And a dagger.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Never mind then. Yeah, you can do that.
Okay, then
Yeah.
pointing the spear at him.
Okay. Let's do a spear test to see, one, if you accidentally puncture him with it, if it's a fumble. Two, if you look like you're competent with a spear enough to like look threatening with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Success.
Attaboy.
You
That's
hear
my
him
roll.
You hear him grunt. And he sighs, he looks around at him, and he just goes like this. He doesn't look afraid, he just looks really, really annoyed. And you can all tell looks tired. Like he looks like he's been riding for maybe too long. Okay.
Do any of us speak Kimric?
As people who've been overseas, you guys are the closest I could think.
I don't know if I would have though, because I was entirely in combat stuff. Like, I didn't need to learn any of that shit. And Gary was by the boats. Vulter was by the boats, so I don't think either of us do. It's all on whether or not his brother does. I think.
We take him to Cerdic. He'll speak this man's language.
I don't like the look of him.
I push him off the horse.
Okay.
Mid sentence just goes right off.
Yeah.
So he falls off, lands with a thud, and you hear him groaning as he kind of picks himself back up, just to but remains prone, is not to.
Yeah.
Is the man armed or no?
Relatable.
He is armed, but he wasn't expecting a fight. So you see a spear and you see a sword nearby.
Kimric in design?
Most certainly, yeah.
Okay. Just extra confirmation, just in case.
Aethelgar would make sure to separate him from his weaponry and still have the spear pointed at him.
We'll start leading him and his horse back to camp.
Yeah.
I assume at spear point.
Grim says, I don't like the look of this one.
That's why I pushed him.
He's too at ease with this.
Britons are often more confident than they should be.
Maybe he knew we were here.
Unlikely.
Okay.
Quite literally caught him with his pants down.
That part's true. That part's true. He does that thing where, if someone pushes him a little too much, he does the shoulder thing, right? But he goes and is he seems comfortable enough as a hostage here. You hear him use one word. It's certainly a curse word you've heard before from the Kimric, which is fuck. And then he says Saxons.
Oh, he's a little slow on the uptake. All right, good.
I think with that, if we see Aethelgar leaning and goes, what does this fuck mean?
I've heard that one before. I think it's a curse. Men shout it when they die, so I assume.
A curse?
Different kind of curse. And then
I will make sure to do a blessing before the night ends. And then he will walk on forward.
Grim, as you walk away, he, pauses for a second, and then he just, goes, shit, fuck, bitch, balls. He just lifts a bunch of them to himself now,
Yeah. You end up back, and at this point, I think when they see you sort of leading this person by spear point, some of the people begin to rouse, and a couple of the Gwesi come by, and before you know it, you're in front of Cerdic and his son.
I'm gonna let the other two talk, because I am, for once, not a talky boy, and he is not interested in having this conversation.
Do you throw him down on his knees in front of Cerdic?
Oh, yeah.
If Grim is allowed to keep his hands on him, he's going to push him to his knees, but not throw him. If he's able to have any amount of control over it, he's going to treat him relatively gently.
I'm
what? Kind of holding the reins of the horse, signaling that we've got a horse to maybe some of the men who might have lost theirs on the journey.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and this is a good riding horse. This isn't a charger. This would be a Hellfree. So a nice, wonderful hunting horse. You hear Cerdic begin to speak as he asks. Now, you don't know this language, right? But he speaks in Britannic, in The heavier man with the big thick beard replies in turn. They exchange, and Cerdic looks to the three of you and says, "He's a knight from nearby."
Not very well dressed.
He was on
Is he-
an envoy, he says. He claims.
Envoy to where?
A place known as Cornwall, to the west of here. He said that on his return, he became lost. He said that the roads and forests look different than they did before. And he's been stuck, lost in these woods for some time.
Is he
I hope
from
he-
the place? Oh god.
No, you first. Go ahead.
Is he from the place we intend to conquest?
I hope he doesn't intend to ask us directions.
Cerdic shakes his head. He says no. I can't tell if he's evading us. I'll leave it, or I seek your advice, he says to the three of you. Do I slit his throat here? Or do we take him hostage?
You mean to be king? Will he not serve?
One way or the other, or he will die defying me.
Okay. I flipped a coin. I think Grin kind of looks at the situation. He goes, "Now's no different than later."
Good.
Uh,
Go on.
Oh no, that's it.
Alright. Well, there are two options. Can either make sure he does not run off to tell any of the others, or he could be a witness to your conquest, and a warning to any that would defy your right to rule.
And does Voltaire offer anything about this?
Volta just says,
Make him serve or make him sacrifice.
Okay.
Well, rip CAD file.
CAD file?
Not CAD file. Sorry.
That file doesn't have an arm.
No, who's no, it's Jaren's little brother, the one that I lost. Rickert?
Ricker? I think
He's
in
it's
Phelan.
not him. You're good there. I'm gonna retest that. I want this to be not a
Kirk,
GM
I'm-
outcome.
Pretty sure it's Rickert.
just gonna test my merciful as well.
Yeah, I wanted to test. I think it's more of a like your advice was make him
Yeah.
a follower. I think that's more prudence, right? It's like rather than it's like I will do the right thing.
My one unmerciful makes sense. I was like, yeah, you can do it, but like if he doesn't, just kill him.
Yeah. So he'll toss him down, and he'll say in Saxon, "Very well, Sir Bar. You will survive this day." And then he looks to you all and says, "Bind him up. He'll be joining us."
Oh. It's like, oh, I know that guy. And then And then you crossed him out. I'm like, oh well.
He's not dead. He's just bound.
I know.
Yeah.
He's just bound. Got several arrows in his back. Oh, I knew this was gonna be somebody that we'd seen. Oh man, wait, that guy's from our county. Can't we have taken a guy from a different county, Bob?
No.
Nope. Absolutely not.
Man,
Still alive.
He's still
I
alive.
guess.
Got a new master, maybe.
We need those guys.
We don't have enough of them.
We're gonna need those guys in a couple of weeks.
Alright.
I think for all of you too, for giving like fairly like interesting counsel. None of you are just like kill him now or like you must do this. We're gonna go ahead and let you choose. You may tick or you may test prudent or merciful in this moment. If you fail, then it goes up by 1 automatically right now.
I'm gonna test merciful again.
I'll do prudent.
I like my reckless where it is.
Prudent goes up. Reckless goes down.
That's the wrong one. I said to kill him. So let me test the other one.
Oh, did
I
you
said
say
probably.
Or did you offer? Yeah, you
I-
offered.
Yeah, what Grim said was we're likely gonna kill him now or later, so it
Might
doesn't
as well
make
get
that
it
much
done with.
difference.
Yeah, so you can test cruel if you wanted to.
Okay. That is
Okay.
a fail, so no
Goes up
no
by
up
1.
for that.
No, it does.
Oh, it does go up.
It's
No, it
just
does
like
go up. Yeah.
it's like
Hell
end of
yeah,
year.
brother.
It's like end of year stuff.
Yeah,
Basically,
yeah,
we're not
gotcha.
gonna have end of year, so we might as well level up these guys a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. So the following night, and I'm gonna speed this along a little bit just because we're not gonna be here all night. You cross. We see the 8 ships or 6 ships now crossing the waters of the small inlet. The scene cuts to all of you crouched as your army of 600 plus begin to move around the walls this evening. You start to hear cries for Saxon's invading army as you surround this thing. But obviously there's no response. They're not going to come out here and die for free. There's a few archers, but you're out of range at this point. And Cerdic, his eyes go to Volter. This is your moment.
I think Volter takes the rune stone tied javelin short spear from his back and he lumbers forward with a running start, pulls it back, tries to hurl it over the wall.
Okay.
If he can hit someone while it goes over, even better.
I'm just going to test something to see how bad this goes for you. Okay. What armor do you wear too, Volter?
I
7?
think it's
Right.
the basic Saxon armor.
The Thane
and helm,
armor.
which is his says 9. I have 9 points, whatever that is.
Yeah.
Probably has a shield as well. We're Saxons, right?
Yep.
Since we're going to battle, he's
I
probably got.
need you to make a javelin throw for me, good sir.
Can I add my dedicated trusting of runes to this, or just straight javelin?
Absolutely. So if you want to use your trusting of runes, you probably what you do is you impassion yourself with something, and you can add your trusting of runes to that instead.
To that
So
passion roll.
So how do I impassion myself?
what is the passion you think is most appropriate for this?
Probably be loyalty, I guess. Loyalty, Lord.
Sure.
That makes sense.
Because you've come this far, you've swapped your loyalty, right, to
Yep.
Cerdic.
Yep.
In fact, do you see your loyalty to Cerdic higher than what it was prior to Hirlaf?
I would say yes. Yeah.
Roll a d4 and add that permanently to your loyalty lord score.
3.
What's that bring you to for loyalty lord?
17.
Okay. Go ahead and test 17 with
Loyalty
a modifier. Yeah, loyalty lord with the modifier of trusting runes.
Oh, I didn't add the modifier, but I 15 to 17.
Okay. What's the modifier, just out of curiosity?
Trusting Runes is directed trait of 6.
6. Okay, it wouldn't. I just wanted to see if it would have pushed you to a critical, but it wouldn't have. So you're good.
Yeah.
So in turn, now you get to add a +5.
+5 to this javelin roll.
Yes, correct. All right. 16 is higher.
Boy.
16 is higher than 12, which is good. So you're only taking 1/4 of the arrow volley that's coming at you.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Healed up. Well, I figured that was going to happen.
Yeah. So I don't think you end up taking a total of, and you beat it. So we're gonna assume that you have your shield and you're going up with your shield.
Yeah.
So we see,
Rounded.
yeah, your shield. You actually, you raise your shield high over your head, and you see the volley comes around. When you're done, you have to cast your shield aside because it's too heavy with 4 arrows embedded.
With arrows.
Yeah. Now, you reach
He
back.
trusts the runes and he trusts Odin, but he also knows you should have a shield with you.
Yeah. He's not a highly spiritual.
No.
You
It's
hurl
practical.
you hurl that javelin, and it goes well over the wall. So there was actually like a 10 threshold. If you got under a 10, it wouldn't have been successful. And you see it sail over the wall and in. Now, for those that were on the fence about what's coming next, this kind of cements the deal. Like this is like beckoning Odin, right? You've already made your pact, your deal with your god,
And it will be honored.
But I think Volter, after he throws it and sees it goes over, he lets out like a Wotonic battle cry.
Yeah. Mark, your cruel goes up by 2.
Yeah.
Your love Wotan goes up by 2.
Yeah.
Wotan.
Okay. So this is the result of what you guys have. The Grim Decision allows all men in the army performing the sacrifice to make inspiration tests at +5. So all of you may inspire once for the entire battle now. Pick your passion, roll it at +5. As long as it's appropriate for this battle.
Ooh, yeah, alright, let's do this. Fucking love Wotan. Yeah.
Could I do Hate of Locris or Loyalty Lord?
This is Logris.
Fuck my boss.
Alright, let's go Hate Logris. At +5, you said?
Yep.
Yep.
Nope.
Oh. Interesting.
Oh.
Okay.
No.
Our worldly friend.
He did his job. He doesn't hate the Logris as much he might have once did.
Yeah. Okay. Normally that would be an 18. So, all this means. So just looking into this, So Gary, you are not impassioned. This makes sense. You're worldly, right? Like you're like, yeah. I trust the runes. I see victory. Is this personally inspiring me? No. These are dead. These dead Logris are coming, right? It's only a matter of time. For Liam and for Mark, your skills for this battle are all at +10 on top of your passion roll.
Oh boy.
Oh fuck.
And
I'm about to be really scary on that battlefield.
and this is for every Saxon who passed their inspiration has this, so you can see what this is going to be. Unfortunately, this is going to mean sieging this place, right? So you're gonna be effectively scaling walls to get over and inside, but once you're in, you're going to be quickly outdoing the threat. You hear the calls, so it's a matter of urgency to get across. We're gonna go ahead and who out of you is gonna be leading in the are all 3 of you gonna be in the front lines of scaling these walls? There's great glory, 150 glory just for being at the front of this.
I mean, I'm already out there, so I think don't turn back the rest of the way. Just keep going to the walls, right?
Maybe
Grim-
take your shield and cut the arrows.
Yeah.
Graham fucking hates war, and he hates all of this shit. But you know what he loves? His brother. So if his brother's on the front lines, he's gonna be up there fighting him, trying to keep his brother alive. So that
Well, that's
he's wherever his
unfortunate.
brother is. Yeah.
Aethelgar's not on the front lines. Aethelgar
Oh.
is instead trying to cast a spell.
Oh, all right. Then I'm watching my brother.
Okay.
Going to attempt to use his sorcery.
Good luck, Aethelgar. Or good luck, Volter.
I'm not even impassioned.
Yeah, good luck.
I swear, he's just like trying to climb the wall, and we see like next to him someone just fucking scaling it. Just
Yeah.
Yeah, all
Somebody's
those nice
doing
and frenzied.
backflips. Somebody's going back doing backflips over there.
What's your hate logos by base? 13 normally?
13, yeah.
Yeah, so you're not even if it's 13 base, you're not at a -5 penalty or anything. You're just flat.
Yeah.
Right now.
Just like
Now you missed out on the Wotan thing. You can still impassion yourself. It's just round for round now as you do it.
yeah.
So round 1, you're going to be scaling the wall. Is there anything you want to impassion, or you just want to go straight wall
I
scaling?
think he wants to go. I think he wants to go straight. I think he knows what's coming right now, and at his heart, he's a merciful creature, kind, but I think at the moment, like his hatred for these people that killed his father and killed his brother, I think that's kind of been directed a little bit towards Kirlath, and here is just all these people are gonna die, and he knows he needs to do it, but there's no joy in it. There's no love of what he's doing.
Okay. Give me a strength roll -1, please.
Right?
Representing trying to scale this thing that's not really a ladder, well armored and with the shield. Okay. You're
He's a
successful.
large and strong man.
You're gonna go over,
God bless him for that.
right? Just gonna test something
I
against
think you
you.
mean Woden.
Wotan bless him for that. I'm more of a Tiwa guy myself, so
Okay. One arrow will stick you for 2 damage, Gary. Gets you
Alright.
in the shoulder.
How do we know what our current hit points are?
The best bet is to count upward with your
Oh, I
head.
see. I got my total hit points. There we go.
Yeah.
I could go. I got it. I found it. So 2 damage.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Now there will be nothing happening outside here, just for thematics, Grimmer and Aethelgar, just so you know. There is no army out here. And if I'm assuming if Aethelgar is sticking out here, he's not staying close enough to the arrow range. So you're basically you're just sitting in reserves then. Does that
If,
change Grimmer in any
well-
sense?
nope, doesn't give a shit about the battle. But I will say that if Aethelgar does like ask him to go and help the others and fight the other fight, he might consider it. It depends.
In that case, he'd probably send Grimmer there because he'll be there soon. He's just casting a spell.
Yeah. I don't want to lose track of you.
Go and glory in battle, brother. I will be fine.
There's no glory in battle.
There's nothing
better see you.
but glory.
I better see you when this is over. And he'll like grab a sword, grab a spear, and he'll
You will.
head off.
And then as he goes away, one way or another. And with that... Oh, good.
Despite its injury, Wilmere is not long behind Volter.
Alright.
He might
away.
be impassioned.
You see him leap over the entirety of the wall in one single bound,
Doing
Oh,
a
shattering his
Woden-
legs when he lands.
Woden has healed my legs.
Did I hear that right? Is that mean Grimmer is gonna join the fray here?
Correct.
Okay.
Gadamira is going in.
I need the same strength -1 roll for you then, Grimmer, and you have that +10. Don't forget that.
I do. Oh man, that means I'm only rolling at a 30 for this.
Isn't that a plus 10 on top of the plus 10 we get for being impassioned?
You get plus
Or
5
just-
for passion. Yeah. Unless you have a
None
20
of it's,
base.
yeah. That's true.
Oh.
Good to know.
So is it plus 15 then?
Yeah.
Oh, then that's a crit.
Okay. You manage to scale the wall quickly with some of your kin behind you. Same with Volter, you would have kin with you, right?
Yeah.
So you reach the top. We're going to cut real quick to Aethelgar and just find out what he is casting.
Alright. Aethelgar focuses his powers as he pulls out what is like a pouch of small stone runes that he kind of smooths about in his hand before he places them in the soil. He then begins chanting the ancient prayers to Woden, calling forth the power of the dead and necromancy, as he is going to attempt to summon up visions to all the enemies within the castle, so that they see everyone they have killed, everyone that has died, and that they are haunted by it for the battle. Basically giving them negatives.
Okay. So what talents are you intending to use for this?
Necromancy.
Okay, go ahead and test that talent for me.
Alright then. Any modifiers? Because I imagine this is big magic, so it might be more difficult than...
Yeah, so big magic means that you're going to be really exhausted. You might even pay some cost outright because you already have used your visions recently and have not slept since. So we're going to say with this move on the fly, the condition is simply that you're going to pay the cost. You're going to have an aging roll immediately after this.
Okay.
Yeah. But you have the bonuses you have, which include your inspiration. So.
Alright then. That's a crit.
Okay. Back inside the walls, you both are faced with archers. Grim, as you get to you're just about to get to the top, you do take an arrow for 3 damage. It sticks in you.
Hey, shit. Ow. Is that including my armor?
Correct. That's after armor. 3 left. Armor and shield.
Because I have 12 armor, not counting my shield.
Sorry.
So I have a rune carved. I know I have a rune carved magic belt that gives me, or a rune carved belt that gives me +2 armor extra.
Yeah.
On top of my 10 points for my clothing.
You have chainmail?
No, I have the Thane clothing, which I think is 10 points, is what we said last time.
It's
9.
It's 9. Okay, so then I have 9 points for the Thane armor, and then I have a rune carved belt, which I got at character creation, which gives me another +2.
+2.
So I have 11
so
before
11
shield.
Before shield. We're gonna say that shield though couldn't apply while you're climbing.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
So just 3 damage.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
You begin to hear. Actually, we'll wait on this. We're gonna give both Volter and Grim a chance to just cut down an archer as you reach the top of the walls. So both of you may do so now.
Yeah, I think Volter's just gonna like slam his spear and try to send the guy toppling over the wall.
Okay.
Do I get to add trusting runes to this, since this is all rune inspired?
I don't think so, but you can continue to do that with every impassioned attempt you make now, right? So for this entire scenario.
Well, I'll do a loyalty lord passion here.
Okay. I'll warn you that you only get to do one of those per battle. Like if you use loyalty lord now, you won't get it later this conflict, which is okay. Just letting you know.
Yeah. This, like, taking the walls seems like loyalty lord, so I'll do that now.
Give it. Yeah. Give it.
Nope.
Oh, buddy.
Holy shit!
These passions just not working, man.
That was a base. What was your base? 17.
17.
You
17, yeah.
didn't use your trusting. You were supposed to use your trusting runes on that though. Remember?
Oh, yeah, I didn't apply it. So
Okay.
that actually would have been a
19.
success then, right?
19 out of 20.
Oh.
Hold on. So 17 plus 6, 23.
Yeah.
17 plus 3. Or wait, yeah, you critted then.
Yeah,
He
you
rolled a
crit, yeah.
natural 20, so it would end up
Yeah.
being a crit. Yeah.
Crit. It would have been a crit. My mistake.
Okay, so yeah, you get a plus 10 this round to cut into this guy.
Alright, so just spear with plus 10.
I think.
Yeah.
Ah,
that's not a
yes.
critical.
You describe yours first.
I think he just comes forward and just like spins the spear around and just cracks the guy's legs and then kind of pushes him off the side of the wall.
For Grim, like as soon as he's up, like he's halfway up the wall, and then he like kind of throws himself up the last bit and kind of rolls into like stabbing somebody in his Achilles heel. They go over, and then it's just another quick one across the neck, and then he's up and moving. You know.
Perfect. All right.
Yeah, yours was more finesse. I was just like, I'm bigger than you.
Next point. So, let's see here. Seeing something. Okay, so those who are beyond the wall, and I'm just gonna look up aging real quick for Mark, just because we'll make that fun. Those beyond the wall groups are basically doing one of two things if you're scaling a wall. One, you're wreaking havoc so that people can get to the gate and open the gate. Two, you're part of the party that's going to open the gate. Open the doors and let in not only your cavalry, but other Saxons, right? Your sheer numbers, no garrison is going to be 600 men strong.
Mhm.
You take
The
this.
gate, yeah. Cool. Okay. I think Grim is just going to kill as much as he can. He's going to be part of the distractionary force because, though he does not like it, he is quite good at killing things.
Mark, give me a D12 roll. Or 2D6, actually.
2d6. 2 and 3.
5. Okay. You have one attribute affected. Roll 1D6. Get a 6.
It's a 4.
Or your con drops by 1.
Okay.
Oh, buddy.
I think
That
we
was that-
see, like, Evilgar as he casts his spell and he opens his eyes. They're, like, heavily bloodshot, as we see, like, blood begin to leak from his nose and his ears.
It'd be fun,
those-
too, if you started to have, like, some gaunt-like appearance to you. Like, almost like a little
yeah,
malnourished. Like, a little...
And,
yeah.
And, like, his hair kind of begins graying a little more.
I
It's like
it.
the life's being sucked out of him.
Awesome.
Is that what that necromancy do? I don't know if that's healthy, bud.
Only if using it sporadically and unplanned, which is what's happening right now. Like
Exactly.
it's on the fly. It's like ad hoc magic is not how magic works here, unless
Yeah, I get you.
And then
You
then
got
if
you
know
got to
the
set up the
future,
ritual and whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah.
For Gary, so I heard that Grim is going to be part of the distraction group. What is Volter going to be part of?
I think Volter is, if he sees their horses, he's going to grab one and try to get to the gate. If not, he's going to rush to the gate. Because he knows opening that gate is the best way to end this.
You have one of those scenarios where there's actually a rider on a horse just beneath you. Do you want to do one of those things where you try to like fancily jump off the wall, land on the horse, knock the rider off, and go?
I'm a big person. I'm not sure
Yeah.
that'll work out well for me.
Yeah.
You
that's
jump
fair.
down, crush the rider and the horse.
Do you want to?
Yeah.
Do you want to just like move down and then like?
I think he's going to throw a javelin at the guy
Okay.
on the horse and then try to get to the horse as he's going down.
Very good. So, and then Mark, what are you doing at this point? Are you?
I think Aethelgar is going to go with the main fortress and start leading forces and making his way towards the main gate.
The march to the
Hopefully
gate. Okay,
Yeah.
sounds good.
Someone open it by
You'll
then.
have a shield guardian in your kin that will protect you.
Yeah.
So, so they'll have their shield up over your head as you go. And they got the full like almost like the shield wall tactics as they march forward with the approach.
Yeah.
The shield's raised overhead. Arrow volleys going, and we're gonna go to Volter first.
Sure.
You're going for that horseman. You are most assuredly then fighting a knight here.
All right. Yeah, he's a little just fearful of knights, so should try to take this guy out by surprise.
Yeah. Fortunately, the knight has not had time to put on chainmail. He's serving as a messenger right now. So, you see him riding. It's a matter of, do you want to impassion yourself for this round?
I can't do impassioned loyalty lord, right? That's already been done.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. None of my other passions are particularly high, so I'm not going to impassion myself.
I will give you a new passion if you'd like one, and that's homage. King Cerdic. If you take that, what it means is that you see Cerdic as the rightful ruler of Britain.
Sure.
Well, yeah, he's our guy. Of course, he's the rightful ruler.
Okay. Roll 2d6 plus 6.
Sure, Dick.
Rightful ruler is whoever I say it is at any given moment.
All right.
11.
11. So 11 plus your trust runes is what you're going to be testing for this passion.
All right, I'll do it. Let's see what happens. Success?
All right, success. You get a plus 5.
And I basically just say, Cerdic! And throw the javelin, the short spear, basically.
Okay.
I don't think my javelins are as fancy and official as like a Roman javelin. I think they're just like shortened spears that I use for hunting.
Well, actually, the Saxons are known for their heavy javelins.
Okay, well then that's what it is. Yeah, that's what it is then.
If you're a big tough guy, I'd suggest it.
Yep. I am a big tough guy.
Yeah. Does 1 extra damage or 1 extra dice damage. So roll your javelin.
With a +5?
Yep.
Profession?
Yep.
That's a hit.
Okay. I don't think he sees you, so I'm gonna give this a -10. Yeah. His avoidance doesn't work. He doesn't see her coming. Doesn't raise his shield.
Yeah, I'm throwing from above too, so you probably
Yeah. All right, so give me
damage.
4d6.
Oh, it's not my regular damage.
Correct. When you what is your regular damage actually?
76.
Okay, so if you
Plus-
have
Plus, I have the Might of Wotan, which adds an extra 1d6 as well.
okay,
Jesus.
so
Yeah.
in this particular case, shave off that Wotan one. I'm not sure how a missile weapon goes, if it's just the
With
flat
Might of
missile
Wotan.
weapon or not.
Yeah.
So just roll your flat 7d6 then, because that's most people's critical. Yeah.
26.
We're looking for thematics here anyways.
Yeah.
So we see this guy riding on his horse, and all of a sudden you just see him, like the javelin enters him, he just leaves the horse backwards. Just it's gone.
And that was the intention, right?
Yeah, you find yourself on top of the horse, and you are riding hard to the gate.
Yeah, to the gate.
You see a couple of other horsemen start to pursue you, and you see other Saxons like coming down and javelin them off their horse. So you will be followed quickly by 5 other men. 5 other Saxons are following you in pursuit. So,
Saxons or Kimbricks?
Saxons. 5 other
Okay.
5 allies basically managed to follow you. It's a couple on horse and a couple on
Great.
foot. Then we're gonna go to Grim, who is responsible for facing the basically what I want to look at, the best defenses that this place could muster in a
Hell.
very, very short amount of time.
Hell yeah. All right, so he's gonna spear some dudes. He's gonna spear them good.
You're facing. We'll say you're facing like an actual knight in chainmail. They're not on their horse. They have a sword and a shield in chainmail.
All right. Let's see what we get. That's a critical.
Fighting Lloyd of Cornwall.
Lloyd! Oh, what a guy. Can't wait
I think
to
it's about to be we're fighting Lloyd.
loves his family.
Oh,
He's a spiritual and deceitful man, though.
Okay. I met some Catholics like that. So when I grew up. So we'll go with, for that one in particular, he will succeed at his sword, which means he gets his shield, but you have a critical, my friend.
I
So
do.
You
so
do your base
roll
damage, plus
damage and then crit damage?
Yeah.
30 damage total.
Okay. I'm just gonna check here and see if this. No, I was just seeing if there was a bonus damage for the
Spear or whatever.
Yeah, for the ritual that went
Yeah.
off. But 30 is gonna be enough. Yeah. So you see him topple over, and you can basically just coup de grace him here if you
Yep.
want. Yeah.
I think like spear goes through, and then he lets go of the spear and snaps the guy's neck.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I'm gonna run to the restroom real fast.
Okay. And you and your men basically end up continuing to charge head on, buying them time. So you're drawing
Yes.
the attention of the army.
Absolutely.
Okay. So while you're away, we're gonna move back to Gary. It's a matter of basically charging your way through the couple of spearmen that try to protect the gate,
Yep.
the bridge. All right. You may make a spear roll for this.
Spear
Well-
roll, or should I make horsemanship?
I think
I mean, I'm better with spear, so I'll do spear if that's the case. But yeah, spear?
You know what? No, you are not a Kimrick, so you must use horsemanship in this case, because you're not doing a true charge. You don't have
Yep.
I imagine you don't have what's it called, lance. That's
I've got 2 points in lance.
yeah. So you're not very good at the whole
that?
charge. Charge with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
spear.
Yeah. So horsemanship,
Yes, please.
and I don't think I have anything I can. What would I impassion a fear for?
What is your fear?
A knight's actually.
These are knights.
But why would I impassion the fear? Like
Oh, that's a really good question.
Fear. Well, it's
Seems-
like when a rat is like
mm,
pushed into a corner. You can have like this is the only way to survive is to get through them, and that's the fear kind of pushing you forward.
You might choose to go like not right through them. Then you might choose to outride them right around them and get.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's see what happens. I might fail this too. I haven't been very good with my impassions.
Remember, you get the trusting runes too.
Yep. Oh, I did it.
Okay.
Pretty close.
All right, and then you're doing a horsemanship roll with a +5.
Yes. That's
Yeah.
critical.
All right, you manage to basically move right towards them, and then as you start to get in range, you go wide of them, and it serves as enough of a distraction as they kind of move to reset against you and to block your path from the side. They aren't ready for the Saxons that follow you, and they end up being entangled and trampled a bit. You end up being able to ride free for the gate. As simple.
I imagine.
Go ahead.
I imagine that they saw this big, massive Saxon with a spear riding straight towards them. They're like, "Oh, he's clearly gonna charge us." And then Voltaire had flashes of like his father and his brother and like the charge cutting them down as they went down that hill, and he just like veers the horse with his skill off to the side and around them. It's not stupid. Oh, you muted.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, no, not
Right.
true. You're all good. So we're gonna give you finally, I think, just a basic strength roll to
Okay.
basically get your way through this gate and pull the lever for the gate.
All right. So just straight.
Hmm. Okay.
success.
The gates begin to open, my friends, as the army is here in full force. Anything in particular the three of you are aiming to do, as this will be the final round of combat? With the gate open, the small garrison inside will not be able to do anything to these folks.
Yeah.
I think Volter, even though he can't fully understand, I don't know how much he speaks of Kimbrick or not, but
Very
he's
little.
looking for someone who seems to be shouting or giving orders, and he's going to try to cut them down.
Okay.
Now that he's opened the gate for Woden's wrath.
Understood.
Aethelgar?
Aethelgar will channel the powers of death and come through as a warrior, striking down any that are nearby him. He is intent on making sure that Odin's sacrifice is honored.
Understood.
Also, continually causing chaos using his power of a necromancy.
I was mostly trying to buy time to see if we get Liam back before that, but what we'll do is we'll resolve Gary right now. So Gary, your intention was basically to seek out someone who appears to be a capable fighter, right?
Someone that seems to be a capable leader, less than a fighter.
Okay.
Anyone that's like trying to marshal them or looks like he's gathering people.
Mm-hmm.
I can't understand what they're saying. Just a guy who looks like he's like, to me, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And he wants to make a show of it. He wants to make a show of slaughtering this guy.
Okay. You see a knight probably in his 30s or 40s. He looks intent on... He certainly seems to be a tactician. Like his group is doing well. They've actually pushed Grimm and them into a place where they could rout, but that's obviously not going to do them well in the long term. He's still fighting hard. He hasn't broken. His men are some of the only men that haven't broken from the fact that they're about to be overwhelmed by the incoming Saxons. What do you want to do in turn?
I think Volter tries to catch the guy's eyes and bangs his battered and bruised shield with his spear, as if signaling, and then points at him and points at him. It's like, I'm gonna give you one last chance of glory, you versus me, sort of thing.
Okay. I think he will take you up on that, and he'll ride in a charge your way. What do you want to do? So a charge gives, from your recently impassioned fear or your fear roll,
Yep.
Knights are really bad, especially if you don't have a long spear. They're really bad to fight on foot. They have an advantage, +5.
Yep. But I'm on horse at the moment, right?
You are, yep.
And I have a long spear, right? Or I have a spear.
Long spear is one that you can't
Different
fight on
thing,
horseback
yeah.
with, yeah.
Yeah.
You have a,
Yeah.
you
So I
have
have a regular spear.
Yeah.
Would I be able to get a javelin throw off first, or just meet him with the charge as best I can?
You could do... so if you do the javelin throw, though, I'll give you this. I'll allow you to split... You could split your attack with a javelin and the spear, but you're going to be a lower skill of both. It's like splitting your total score. Or you can just all in on one or the other.
I think in this instance, after he called him out, and he's trying to get over this fear of knights, I think he's going to try to imitate whatever this lance thing they do is, and he's going to go with his spear and try to beat it. He'll charge towards it as well.
I just want to clarify, if you charge with the spear, you will be using the joust skill. Or the lance skill.
The lance skill.
Oh. He will not charge, he will slow his horse and wait for the proper moment to stab.
Yeah, understood. Okay. So he will get a charge bonus, but he will not get a mounted bonus on you. Okay.
Sounds fun.
All right. Okay. Are you ready, good sir? As he
I
comes
am.
in.
What do I roll?
You
Here?
give me your spirit roll. You can choose to impassion if you want. Got
I
anything
am
left?
not going to.
Okay.
I don't trust my other ones now, and they don't make sense. So I'm just going to go straight spear.
Okay.
As a success.
Higher than him. So he'll apply a shield, but you will get your damage.
And that's just my straight damage, right?
Yeah. Oh, hold on.
Plus-
One sec. I do have to test something. 17 plus 5 would have been... I'm just doing it for the maths purposes. 1 plus 2. So he had a 3, not a 1. But that's okay. You're still higher. So I just want to see, like... Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. So I just damage plus I add the extra d6, right?
Correct.
So what Might of Woden.
Jeez. Yeah.
As Woden is fueling. Ever so slightly fueling a little bit extra in there.
15.
Feeling a little Wotan-y today, you know? Not a lot, just a little. Just a little Wotan.
Okay, he reels, but he remains on horse as he comes back, ready for a round 2. Liam, you find yourself. So the gate has been opened as you see swarms of other Saxons come in. This battle is just a matter of time at this point. But your group, having drawn most of the attention, you're faced 1 versus 2. 2 knights that face you. You're pinned against the wall. It's only you versus them.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, Grim doesn't like this, and he's aware of the danger, but also he understands how good he is at killing things, and he was not going to die here today. Both these men have to die so that he can live. So
Understood.
he's going to do that. He's going to fight these guys. So I split.
Yes, just let me know what you're splitting. And
Okay, I have to do a little bit of math here to figure out. So am I adding the bonus for the Wotan's thing to both of it? To both rolls?
Yeah.
Or just one of them?
to
Okay.
both.
To both. All right, so I have 22 to split. The even split would be 11 to each, which would be still plus... I would still be guaranteed at least a success on both of them. So, yeah, I'm
Okay.
going to split them evenly then.
Okay. See if either of these, they're both using a sword. See if either of them have any sort of, see if either of them have any sort of, like, big number. Ooh. One's a good swordsman. One's a really good swordsman.
He's a very good swordsman.
Yeah.
Okay. He's actually a better swordsman than I am a spearman, slightly.
He would be
I have
one
Wotanic
of,
Rage.
one of, like, the top 10 swordsmen in Logris.
Okay. I might split a little bit differently then.
I'll allow that.
Let me see here. I gotta do a little bit of math, and I'm quite bad at that, so give me just a moment here.
Take your time.
So 12. Yeah, okay. So I'll do 14 for the big guy, 14 plus the 10. And should I do another passion? No. 14, that's going to be 8 here. Okay, so this is for the big guy. Okay, so that is not great. I rolled a natural 1 on that.
Okay.
And then for the other guy, it is going to be an 11 out of 20, which is also not great.
Oh no.
Ooh.
That could have been really... Oh, no, that is going to be really bad for me.
That expert swordsman.
That is going to be quite bad for me.
But the
The
other
other guy
one,
you deal with.
the other guy you get to strike. So why don't we deal with your damage first on the second guy?
Just in case I get
Yeah.
murked here.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Here we go. Huh. 16, which he's got armor, so that's probably doing nothing to him.
Really, 66? We got a 16. Fuck.
Yeah.
Bob, I don't know
Yeah.
if you've been paying attention to my damage rolls throughout all of this campaign, the Great Pendragon campaign. I'm fucking abysmal at rolling damage.
Yeah,
I don't know what I did to piss off Thor, but he's not happy with me.
You didn't call him Thunar.
Thunar.
Okay, hold on.
All right, cool. And then let's see what this other guy. Let's see how much damage he does to me with his bonus crit.
Okay.
I did succeed, so I'm gonna get my shield, but I feel like even if I survive, I gotta play out another round, considering I didn't take out either of them, right?
Yes, indeed.
Grim's sitting up there on the wall like, fucking, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this.
You did succeed though, right? So you get a what was
I
it?
did succeed.
9
So
plus.
I get 9 plus 2 plus shield, whatever shield is on this.
Right. Well, you have a 6 for that, so 11, so
Okay.
17.
Yeah.
So only 13 damage. That's really
Not bad.
good. You had 8d6 coming at you, dude. So that could have been
that's
a lot worse.
that's less. That's even less than a major wound.
Yeah.
So minor wound from expert swordsman. Okay.
This is who you're fighting, by the way.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
I can't wait to kill this guy. Probably.
Yeah.
Okay. So, given how that went, shit. I need to kill this guy. I need to kill one of these guys.
One of your kidmen can easily go on the other guy. And why don't we go back? So Mark, simultaneous.
I'll do the math while I'm figuring this out.
While you two are figuring this out, for round 1, Mark, your intent was to try and find a meaningful foe to slay. Yes.
Yeah.
And to fulfill the goal or the promise to Odin.
100%.
As you are the last, you're in that you're probably not in the front line. Realistically, they're not going to let you be in the front. You're towards the back with Cerdic and his son. You can test me an awareness test.
Alright. With bonuses?
Yeah, your bonuses apply.
$18.
18. Okay. You turn to the side and you see a break of 5 riders. They were hiding. All of them are charging, but at first you think they're charging. They're not. As the remnants of the Saxon army come in, they're seeking to flee. All of them hooded, moving like knights.
I see. And that is where Evilgar's attention is, as he will point this out to some of the other men.
Okay.
There's our foe. Honor Woden this day.
Okay. There seems to be one advanced rider, like one that's in the advance of the others, that seems to be ready to clear a path. So who do you want to? Do you want to target him, or you want to target one of the ones that are kind of they're almost riding like a V shape?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think he'll go after the one in the front.
Okay.
In the hopes that it will make the others hesitate or think twice about trying to leave.
All right. You may do your test. You do have a -5 because he's mounted and you are not.
That is true.
Yeah.
Does my necromancy thing from before have any effect towards this or anything else?
No, other than the con -1. Nope.
Alright. Okay.
Woden wouldn't let you slow down while the fight's still here.
Definitely. Alright. That's a crit.
Oh boy. All right. And then
Attaboy.
fails. All right. So you're gonna do just full on damage to this rider.
Oh yeah. Ready to roll like shit. There we go.
Did you add 4d6 for your critical?
Oh, I didn't. Let's do that. Crit bonus.
All right.
Hey, that's a little more.
31 damage. And he failed.
Where's the crit bonus?
It's not. It's just 4d6. It's just
Okay, I got it.
yeah. The sheet doesn't have it.
Okay.
21 damage. He's most certainly leaves his horse with your spear, so you get him deep on the spear. It's like his horse keeps riding, and you're just holding him now in the air.
Holding him up.
Yeah.
His
Okay.
eyes flash with dark light. Or maybe it's just the shadows playing tricks on people's eyes.
Yep. You see the boy drop. He's like maybe 23 or something like that. A man, for sure. But boyish in nature. You see his face. He looks up to you. Very injured, but not dead. He's going to start trying to climb back to his feet. I'm going to give you a narrative moment. What is your goal at this point? Before we cut back to the others.
I think honestly, his goal is to terrify the enemy with the power of Woden.
Okay.
So I think he's just gonna like spear him through the head, through the skull, and then lift it up like it was like a flag, basically.
Okay.
This is why they fear Saxons.
Sorry. Okay. We're gonna cut back to Gary, your exchange with the Mounted Knight, as he moves to charge you once again.
Alright. This is spear versus his charge, right?
Yep. Same thing as before, basically.
I succeeded. Was I supposed to add a negative to that?
No, because you're mounted too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
you're not. Yeah.
I was like, yeah, why didn't we do that? I'm like, wait, no, there was a reason.
Yep.
And this guy had, I'm just seeing what. Oh, Grim. No, where is it? Volter did damage. There we go.
Yeah, this guy's took a bunch of damage last time.
I'm just trying. Oh, he's a 17 skill. I'm just looking up his skill. That's counting his like bonuses,
Yep.
right?
Yep. Ooh.
But it's still lower than yours, so he gets to apply his shield, but you do damage. This will probably down him, and then, oh yeah.
The Might of Woden is added to that 33.
Yeah, he falls dead. In that point,
I think this, as he comes around for the next one, I see that javelin. I just hold steady and I use my size and just kind of lean forward across the horse, and my spear tip hits him right in the neck before his lance can strike.
all right. We go back to Liam and his one-on-one exchange with Arnold. So one of your kin leaps in to fight that other one that you've already injured, leaving you one-on-one with the man, giving you much better odds against who we don't know is a famous knight. Oh, you're muted. You're muted.
Still muted.
I already did all the math to separate out the thing, but I'm so glad because I want to just be able to focus this guy down. All right, here we go. Should I have a bunch of 10s for passions? What do I get if it fails? Nothing.
Well, remember, you're automatically you get
you're
that
still
plus
in
10
passion.
automatically.
Oh,
Passion.
Oh, right. That's
Plus your
okay.
5, so you get a plus 15.
That's right.
Yeah.
The reason why Gary's been potentially
Yeah.
testing other stuff is because he didn't get that bonus.
Yeah,
That's right.
Correct.
Okay.
Voltaire is not inspired. He's just doing his work. He's not berserk rage like the rest of you are.
Okay. Here we go. This is for the marbles. I did not crit. That's upsetting to me. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. This will be fine. This will be fine.
Right?
God, that was with a plus 32.
Is it? How is that possible?
No,
5.
because I'm counting my. I have a 22 in spear and then a plus 10. So
Oh yeah.
I was just saying things wrong.
Plus 15. Did you apply the plus 15 though?
Was the 15 for
Because you
passion and the
Being
oh
impassioned and
no,
bonus
I
of
haven't
10.
I haven't been doing that. So I guess that's a crit actually then.
Okay, good. So
I've just been adding plus 10.
a crit at 20, right? Exactly. In case there's a
No. I rolled a 5. So 5 yeah, it would have been a crit. Yeah, you're right. It would have been a crit at 20.
Doesn't matter. He did not crit. So
I want to kill this man so badly. All right, damage. Like, come on, Liam. Please, I swear to God. 20 damage plus the crit.
46.
30 damage total. Living my best life out here.
I've been doing that without critting.
I feel like
Well, he's got the
taken-
dice. It's just his dice
Yeah.
hate him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
The dice hate me for damage.
take it on my curse. I never roll well for damage.
You know what it is? You're all about skill. You're about striking them, but just not. It's like the slow
Exactly.
Zoro Nyx, right?
I have a 22 I have a 22 strength.
It's
Love
the
it.
love. It's the love of the combat.
I want to draw it out. I want to see
Yep.
the knife go in.
Yep.
all right. So you managed to cut him deep. Do you have a spear or what are you using?
I am using a spear right now.
Okay.
He's
So you
he's swapped
impale him
to the
deep.
spear.
You can see the blood begin to pool in his chainmail armor, but he looks fearless despite his age. He's getting up there, definitely.
I think
in his later twilight years.
Yeah, I think after the spear goes in just a little bit, Grim, to get some space because he's not winning this fight still. Even he gives him a headbutt and then tries to get some space with whatever distance that granted him.
Okay. And we're gonna continue with your fight, I think, because we've just dealt with Gary's real quick. So,
Cool.
So he squares off with you. He beats his sword against his shield, and then he readies himself and moves to step against you again.
Grim, he scowls a little bit, and then he just charges and screams. Ah! Here we go. That is another critical.
And
I actually rolled quite well that time.
not crit.
Oh,
Oh yeah. Get him. Get him.
yeah. I'm gonna kill another Knight of Logris. Oh.
Yeah. Oh wait.
Glorious.
You're picking up on the theme here.
Slaughter the knights.
The
All
better
right.
we do, the worse off we'll be. Yeah.
22 plus 14, so that's a total of 36.
So Onolent, the brown dies.
Worse off for you guys.
Yeah, you don't care.
I tend to be
What's
against
your
Logris.
favorite?
Yeah.
Can we make it kind of brutal too, where we both charge at each other and the spear goes in just a second first and they both tumble onto each other,
Yeah.
and then Grim just punch, until the guy just stops moving.
Yeah, I love it.
Covered in his blood.
Covered in
Yeah.
the berserker rage of the invaders. I love it.
I am at 18 hit points, and this man needs to die right now.
And Mark, you look at the face of the one you just slew.
I mean, I don't give a shit, but
Yeah.
fuck no, my boy.
Here.
All right.
Oh no.
Everyone's dying today.
Mark, you watch though. 5 riders managed to beat through the contest. The other 5 managed to beat through the contest of the other Saxons that moved to stop them. All of them ride hard, and you catch the eyes of an older man. You realize you couldn't see him before because where he was riding in the center of their V. You see his eyes as kind of his hood leaves him, and he just looks at you with like a scowling glare as he as he rides on by. The missing
Should've
Duke
killed
of
him.
Lindsay continues to ride through. Long thought dead after Lindsay fell to Octaniosa.
Oh.
Of course,
Oh.
you don't know. Actually, you wouldn't know him.
No, I don't know who he is.
That's just some guy.
Do you have recognize at all?
Would it be heraldry in this situation?
Yeah. Do you have heraldry?
No, I don't have. I have 3 in recognize.
Do you have 0 in heraldry?
Yeah, 0 in heraldry. I don't know anything about heraldry.
Okay.
What's a herald?
You reckon?
I think I killed him.
I think I killed that guy.
Give me 3 plus 10. Like basically, you're recognized plus 10.
All right. Nope.
Just some guy. You muted.
Thing tells you that he's important. That's why they're getting him out of here.
Yeah.
You don't know who he is. Something about that green, whether you saw it in a vision or something about that bird.
The green bird flying overhead.
Yeah.
I got a bird for him.
I got 2 of them for him right here.
So we'll cut to, just because it's late, I do want to let Gary off, so we're going to close with this. All of you gather. They've actually gone around ceremoniously killing each injured man, and for each surrendered, they tie them up on posts and slit their necks one by one till there's not a living captive. Mark, for you, those 5 that got away, you're not sure how that works. Does that mean that Wotan won't look favorable upon this?
They didn't count.
Or do they? Do because of their escape? Is that different? They weren't.
Yeah.
They weren't fighting men. They fled. They're cowards, right? It's up to your interpretation. I think we'll leave that to your character.
Mhm. I think Aethelgard is still like, those people will need to die eventually, but perhaps that's not their decision to make right now. For now, it seems they've succeeded, and the soldiers seem happy at least.
It's kind of one of those muted victories where, like, all we hear is the grim music as we watch Cerdic and his folks the following day, almost in like a parading fashion over the city. And on the map here... Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, do we know what city we just took?
Yes. I was going to draw that for you right now. You have taken the city of Hanton.
Oh, I don't like that. That's really close.
Cerdic names this place Wessex. And
West of Essex.
indeed.
No, it's West Saxon.
Yeah, West Saxon. And that is the Saxon miniseries, guys. I hope you had fun. It was just meant to be kind of a nice little tie-in. It added some value. We get to see what the Cerdic and the Saxons look like from the other lens. The price they were willing to do, I didn't intend to make them entirely monstrous. It really came down to that ritual and stuff. I think before that we got to see a very
I mean, it
meaningful people.
contextualizes. Yeah, it contextualizes why they would do something like that. It's not just about like, well, I feel like our god might like it if we kill these guys. It was, yeah, no, we had a vision and we're pretty sure that it's that or potential defeat. You know, like that provides some context.
Also, Homeland's pretty shitty.
Oh yeah,
Not great.
Yeah.
Not great over there.
Infighting and poor crops and
Hey, you guys see these weird rocks over here? We should get those. Those should be ours. Just past Sarum there.
So there'll be a bit of hand wavy as we move into when we pick back up. with Anarchy. We're playing the same year that the Uther fell. The events that took place here are the year after. So there'll be a little bit of hand waviness for that point. But otherwise, like when we begin session 2 of Anarchy, this will have taken place already.
I think Virgil should start resupplying Hanton during his first year as head of his house. You know,
Right.
just get some extra stuff over there, make sure it's defensible, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Only to see it fall nonetheless.
Yeah.
Roll to see if he's dead.
Yeah.
All right, and then the only takeaway that's worth knowing as players is that one of the dukes is still alive that was thought dead. So,
Hell yeah.
That's
and,
true.
And now you know out of character where Sir Bar is, apparently. So,
yeah. It's what? So it's him and Ulfius, right? That's it.
Yep.
Shit. Didn't
Ulfius might be dying as well.
Yeah, didn't Corneus and Ulfius not like each other too?
A little bit of that. Yeah.
Am I remembering that right? Oh fuck.
To be
That's
honest,
a problem.
none of the dukes liked each other very much.
That's true.
In Anarchy, there isn't much of a identity for Logris. It's the individual. And what's worse is you're one of the few places that technically has like a true county. Most counties are broken up by bishops. By barons, and some of them are bishops.
We've got semi-established borders, but that's not the case for everything else, which is just going to be a mess.
Plus, there's always the fun of Liam's knight having to face off against the Saxon.
Yeah, that was fun.
There's also
No, I mean like your future knight having to face off against your player character.
I was thinking about
Saxon.
that. I was legit 100% gonna right after the session. I was like, "Hey, Bob, do you want some details on how to play Grim as a NPC, just in case you want to throw him at the party as a bad guy at some point?"
Oh, we're gonna do something with him. I'll leave that under wrap for now, but absolutely.
I do like Grim.
This won't be the last time we've seen these characters.
Part of the goal of everything we do with the multiple games in the same setting is it builds a setting out around us to allow us to have a bit of a connected space, even if not everyone will understand those connections if it's not clear.
Super cool. Super cool.
All right, thanks very much, guys, for playing. Let's do some quick shout outs and we can let Gary go to bed at 1:30.
Yep.
We'll start with you, bud. Got anything you want to add?
This was fun. Enjoyed it very much. Maybe doing some streaming stuff in the future, but for now, just happy to be a part of games and forward to more. And then use Pendragon.
Awesome. And I'm sure we'll see you back either as Praetor Siagrius or the son of Duke Ulfius. What do we name him again?
He is Ulmir, I believe.
Ulmir, yeah.
Ulmir.
We'll go to Liam next. Anything you want to shout out or add?
Check out Mark and I's DC Superheroes show. The first couple episodes are out. We're taking some time to get the other ones out just because I'm trying to figure out how to edit things. It's at Pyrrhic Victories on YouTube. Super cool. We've got a DC Underworld show, a Superman show, and a Batman show that are all running, and they're a lot of fun. That's all for me right now. But yeah, I've been Mark. No, I haven't been Mark. I've been Liam, and I play Grim. I can't wait to see you guys in a week or two to kick off Anarchy. Oh, I'm so excited.
It'll be a good time. All right, and we'll go to Mark next. Mark, you are.
Hello. I've been Mark, aka The Cat's Meow. I have my own stuff on my own YouTube channel and Twitch channel at The Cat's Meow. At The Cat's Meow Show. I'm sure there's a link somewhere. But you know where there is definitely a link? The Discord! Come check out the Discord. Lots of Pendragon fun there. New things that are coming up. New projects. And things that you might be able to be a part of. We sometimes do some recruiting there. Otherwise, come join us. Be a fan of our stuff. I do some other Dungeons & Dragons stuff for a thing called Project Aurora. Yeah, I've been streaming since 9 a.m. Today, so I'm
What?
Ready to take a break.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's super early. Okay, I'm like, you what? I was thinking like my
I've been up
timeline. I'm like,
since 9 a.m.
He's doubling up right now.
yeah.
Poor creature.
All right. So we are going to end it mostly here. I wanted to advertise for the rise of Ninteliad, or Ninteliad's legacy, depending on when you guys saw that. There is, you can find information on it at Twitter, my Twitter, Ticking Time Bob, or you can find information at it, on my YouTube site, Ticking Time Bob Gaming. So there is a sign-up guide. It is a small fee weekly to play. It will be running for the entirety of Anarchy, running in the same universe and world as the games we're playing right now. So just quickly on a map, I'll show it just because it's always fun. We have what's going on for our Sunday game takes place here, and our Tuesday game takes place here, and our third game for Anarchy will take place here in basically a nice little corner of Wales, not too far from Cardiff. But for now, I'm going to transition back and show you a little teaser of that, and we'll say goodbye here. Thanks for watching, and as I transition back, we'll close it. See you soon. In the ancient city of Caerleon, a legacy awakens. A ruler of ancient bloodlines stands poised on history's threshold. Warriors clash, tribes unite, destiny weaves its intricate threads. Allies rise, a united front against looming shadows. The chessboard of kings set for our defining gambit, and the echoes of history where alliances are woven and destinies beckon. The tapestry that forge your own chapter in the legacy of Ninteliad. Will you heed the call?